So we've decided we're going to start our podcast each week with the peak of our week, a bit Kardashian style. They do pit and peak. We're not going to do pit because life's too grim anyway. We're just going to do our peaks. All right. So Mel, let's kick off with you.
I reckon my peak was on the way here, sitting in atrocious traffic, and I was sort of daydreaming about life like in my 20s and 30s and whatever, and I came to the realisation I think I am in, people talk about being in the prime of their life. I feel like right now I'm not, like when I was in my 20s I was consumed with stuff that didn't really matter. In my 30s my kids were really little, so I felt like it wasn't about me. Now I feel like I'm in this real sweet spot.
A lot of people say that about your 40s. Yeah. A lot of – sorry, that was my phone that just dung. A lot of people say when you get to your 40s, you can't fire the boss, just so you know, just so we know our position.
Have a listen to it.
Yeah, a lot of people say that about your 40s. That's pretty amazing that on the way here literally.
I was just driving here sitting in the worst traffic and I thought, you know what, I was really funny about turning 40, but then I was like, you know what, I think this
the best
is sweet.
But also you're probably going to be like, this is probably the –
no, I know.
This is down actually, but the healthiest, like things start happening to your body and stuff as you get older. Like you don't feel as limber, you don't. All those things start creeping in.
I know.
So you probably are at your peak.
I know, and maybe it's just an appreciation of that thinking.
Yeah, good. That's nice. That's a nice peak.
It's very nice. Well done.
Yeah, I'm peaking now.
Woo! Me too. I just shoved a pill up my butt, so I am peaking too.
You what?
That's what you do. People shove pills up their bum and they peak. Drug terminology. Clearly, we never take drugs
because it gets absorbed.
That's what people at rave parties and stuff go on. They shelve their pills.
We know overseas, like all Mark's family, or most of them on his dad's side, are all in Italy, and when they go there, it's not take a tablet; it's shove it up your bum.
What do you
quicker?
mean? Hold on. What do you mean? Like even Panadol?
Like pain relief. Well, not a Panadol, but like pain relief if you're in a lot of pain or whatever. Suppositories are the way.
But it's more effective, isn't it?
It absorbs, it gets into your system.
Well, it doesn't pass your gut or your liver. It doesn't filter through anything.
Of course.
Straight into the bloodstream. Yep.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. What's the peak of your week?
Oh my God. So I have a 2-year-old who is
divine.
Well, he is divine. Sometimes.
He's so cute.
But a lot of the time he's literally the devil. And he thinks it's funny. He doesn't listen to anything. He doesn't follow any rules. So the other day we were just hanging out in the backyard and we have a lemon tree and he had his first taste of a lemon.
Oh, I love giving them lemons and watching their face.
His range of emotions of that taste bud that must have been firing was the funniest thing. I sent it to you guys and it's like you can't not watch it 14 times.
Yeah. 50 times.
He just honestly, I've got it here. I'm going to play it for you. Head to Show and Tell online and watch the video of little Max swinging. He gets this and he thinks he loves it, and then within split seconds this happens.
Oh, yeah, that's nummy. Oh, ew.
And do you know what I love about that? You were miming that as we were listening to
Oh my God, do you know how many times I watched that video, Sam? My partner's like, how many times are you going to watch that? I'm like, I can't stop.
I couldn't stop.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh my God, he's into it. Oh, nope, he is definitely not.
It's like a meme. Like you could put so many emotions to that list of
it's very cute.
So cute.
My peak beats all of yours because I met Sarah Jessica Parker this week. And I didn't just get to have a photo with her. I bona fide hung out with her for 25 minutes.
You actually did.
Yeah, it was a very intimate setting. She was in Melbourne, and so we went to her hotel, and it was just like a small round dining table. She was on one side, Judd and I were on the other. We did it for 3 p.m. pickup. We do have that full interview on our website as well, showandtellonline.com.au. And she walked into the room and she came up, gave us a big hug. She's the tiniest woman I've ever seen.
I was going to say she's very short and
she's so short.
She's shorter than you.
She's shorter than me, and I'm about 5'2.5". So she would be lucky to be 5 foot, I reckon.
Wow.
And very fine.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a lick of work done.
Well, I noticed that not from the video that we've got, but when she was on the project, and I saw her face and I thought, gee, that's nice.
Yeah.
She looked her age. She looks great.
And she looked herself.
But she looked her age.
She looked incredible. Her hair is out of control,
her hair is
amazing. But yeah, looking up close, I'm like, she's got wrinkles all over her face. She hasn't had her lips done. It was so unbelievably refreshing.
Yeah.
But
Isn't it sad that's refreshing now?
I know. But you know what? I also walked away and I was telling Sam about it, and I said she was just so normal. And he's like, isn't that funny that when you walk away from somebody like that, like it's
You're
great
shocked.
if they're normal, like because with radio I've got to meet some incredible people, like really amazing people. But often I meet them and I walk away and I forget about it.
You're underwhelmed too.
Yeah, like I saw a photo the other day. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I've met Rihanna. I totally forgot it. Like often they're just not memorable because they're just in there, they do their job, they don't really care, they don't really want to be there. She was the opposite of this. Like she was so warm and so friendly and so lovely, and everyone had the same experience with her. And so when Beck and I were talking to her, she would often turn it back on us and be like, so how many kids have you guys got and how do you two know each other? And we're like, we don't want to talk about us, we want to talk about you.
Yeah.
And so she came in though, and she was using Chantel Baker is the makeup artist that a lot of celebrities use when they come out, but it's also Beck Judd's main makeup artist. And Beck hasn't been able to get her recently because she's been doing Sarah Jessica Parker's. So when she walked in, Chantel Baker walked in and Beck's like, oh my God, this is why I haven't been able to get you. So it was a nice connection to start with. Yeah. And then her hair guy was there. And I forget his name. Do you remember what his name is, Mel? Because I sent videos to you.
French sounding.
Yeah, he's from Paris. And she's brought him out to do her hair, which always looks immaculate. So while we're sitting down, he was just fiddling with her hair, making sure it looked nice and stuff. And she introduced him to us and she's like, I forget his name.
Yeah, I know.
It's so annoying. She's like, this is so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, hi, how you going? And Beck's like, how do you get those waves like that? Like we're just generally chatting with this guy, like whatever. And she's like, this is Julia Roberts' hair stylist.
And her hair's immaculate as well.
Julia Roberts to me is the queen.
The queen.
Like she's another one who's aged so gracefully. Her hair is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And so that's her person. He's done her hair.
But they have similar hair. They look their hair is epic.
Yes.
Naturally curly hair, both of them, I reckon.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Naturally curly, really full.
Like real curls.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, so it was funny because I'm like, you've stolen Beck's makeup artist, you've stolen Julia Roberts' hairstylist. And I'm like, this is not a normal conversation. You know, when you're just going with it and you're like, this is fucking Carrie Bradshaw.
Did it feel surreal talking to her, like seeing her mannerisms and stuff that even though when I watched that, I thought, okay, you can see she's not Carrie, but the way she moved was
you know
her.
What when she came in, just finishing off on that guy, also did Meghan Markle's hair for the wedding. I'm like, this guy's so fucking big time. And
He
she's
left
like,
that strand out.
oh, yes.
He's responsible.
Yes. When she sat down, I said, this is so strange because you're so familiar to me. You almost feel like home. Like looking at you is so very familiar. I just want to reach over and stroke you. I was such a creep. And and I said, but you have no idea who we are. But you've grown up with her. She's like, she's an absolute icon.
Yeah, oh yeah. But how great that she wasn't, like you weren't let down.
I have never.
Because you're often let down when you hold someone up that to a high pedestal like that.
Yeah.
I almost think the bigger the celebrity, the cooler they are because they're so trained. They get it. And she's kind of old school. Like she's been around for a long time.
She has.
And had no cash growing up. Was really dirt poor. Like they would have to cancel. Like they wouldn't get birthday presents. They didn't know where their next meal was coming from. So she's just made, you know, she's just come from nothing and made it.
That plays a lot.
So awesome.
I reckon that plays a big part too.
So often, like when I interview people, I will say something to go, okay, how far can I go with them? This is a little thing that I do when we do our on the couches and stuff like that. Often I'll drop a swear word in or something so they know, okay, this is a different kind of interview than what you're normally going to get. This is a conversation. I'm just you know, just a normal chick. And with her, when I knew was going to have a good chat with Sarah Jessica Parker, is my producer who was there was wearing this Zara dress that's a new Zara dress, and apparently it's the dress that's meant to suit everyone. So it's a white dress with black polka dots all over it. And Sarah Jessica was like, oh my God, you've got the Zara dress on. This is like the dress that is meant to look good on everyone. And I just looked at Sarah Jessica, SJP, and said, that dress would look like a bag of dicks on me. And that was it. She was like, I had her. I knew it because she just laughed and she was like, okay, this chick's loose and a bit feral. And then we were talking about having kids. I've got a tiny bit here I want to play for you. talking about having kids, and I was like how I'm just surrounded by penis in my house and how it's so confronting because little boys get boners all the time.
Oh, God.
And she was into it. But then she went into complimenting me, but I don't know if it was a compliment. Have a listen. My bro was like 2 weeks old and had this raging boner. I'm like, what am I meant to do with this? This is disturbing.
Do you know who you would really like is Allie Wentworth. Do you know the actress Allie Wentworth and comedian?
No.
Oh, she's so great. Oh, she's been on a million things. You can look her up. She's on Instagram. She's also unrelated. She's not a boy mom. She has 2 daughters, but she's really funny and she's got a salty.
She's got she's got a potty mouth.
Yeah, like you. Like she's really Monty. Funny and smart and fast, and you should look her up.
So I played that just because she's complimenting me the whole time.
She's great. Ellie Wentworth
but I'm
is
like,
very
who the
funny.
fuck's Ellie Wentworth? Like, you know when somebody says,
Isn't she the blonde girl that was from Varsity Blues?
I don't know what Varsity Blues is, but she's blonde and she's married to George Stephanopoulos.
Yeah, and she told me about that, and I'm like, she's like, and I'm like, who's George Stephanopoulos?
Oh, you're hopeless.
Who's he?
He's
like a massive anchor, isn't he? On one of those Today shows, morning shows.
In America.
In
Why
America.
would I know who he
but
is?
he did that interview with, remember when Jennifer Lawrence won the Academy Award for Silver Linings Playbook and Jack Nicholson came up behind her? He was doing that interview with her.
Okay.
He's a political sort of guy. He's quite political.
Right.
A lot of the journalism he does. But Ellie Wentworth is very funny, and she does one of the, because you mentioned Matthew Broderick being in Comedians in Cars.
Yes.
With Jerry Seinfeld. Ellie Wentworth does one of those as well.
I think, because I said to my partner Sam, is Ellie Wentworth did Comedians in Cars with Jerry Seinfeld, and they're Jerry's best friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so she's good friends with Jerry because after it I was
very
like,
funny.
yeah,
On the left.
Yeah, so she was a bit older and she's really good friends with like Brooke Shields, the Seinfelds. Okay, I'm going to take that as a
There
compliment.
she is. She's hanging out with SJP.
Yeah, well, we're on a podcast so no one can see what you're showing me right now. It was useless getting that on Instagram. Just go silent. It's on Instagram. I'm like, watch it on Instagram. No one can see it.
I could have shown that.
Yeah, you could have.
Which is what? Again, people don't know what that is.
The phone.
Yeah, which is doing
I'm talking
what?
to the camera. They can see us.
Useless. You're fired.
Can't fire the boss.
Yeah, anyway, so that was my
That was a good peak.
Yeah, and I realised that it was absolutely one of my career highlights.
Really?
Great.
Yeah, I still, when I talk about it, I'm buzzing.
Give me another one.
Of a career highlights.
Anyone that you've met that's on par up there that you've
No.
felt?
Not even
wow.
slightly. And I've interviewed cracking people. I've interviewed like Usher / Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, Gaga, like big people. I'm not just saying that like it's nothing. Like that's fucking ridiculous. I've been able to meet those people. I don't really remember any of it. I remember Slash purely, and I'm only going to tell this story because Mel, I know it's your favourite, but I remember I was reading Slash's book at the time, one of the all-time best books.
So good.
Because he was such a drug fiend and stuff, and I love reading about that stuff. And he had on his full top hat and everything like that. This was the second time I'd interviewed him, and I was like, Slash, I'm going to bed with you every night at the moment. I remember flirting with him. That's the only reason I remember it.
I hate you for that.
Yeah.
Because I bet you didn't appreciate it the way I would have. Although I would have gotten so starstruck, I would never know what to say. I would, you sort of get fumbly, and I would never know what to say to him except for, oh, you're so good.
Yeah. But you know what? Even walking
You're
away,
not like a star pig though. You've never been that into.
Honestly,
I'm not either.
Just for some reason, like
It's just
get.
never-
But everyone's got one person, don't
You know
they?
what I've realised, and this is really strange, is because I'm quite a radio nerd and I've always wanted to do radio. It's around people in radio that I really like. Like we had Kyle Sandilands on the show, and I know he's really divisive, but to me he is the best broadcaster of all time. And I turn into this giddy, bumbling mess around him because he, to me, is so fucking incredible at his craft.
Really?
I'm just like, oh my
Sandilands.
God. See, that's what I mean. The very first time I met Fifi Box and Marty Sheargold, they were doing the shebang,
Oh,
and Sam,
that
my
that
partner, was
show.
producing them. He's like, come meet the guys. And I walked in and I was so nervous. And I realised they're the only people I've been nervous to meet is when I'm like, I love so much what you do. And it's in what other than that, I have not been starstruck.
Wow.
Yeah. Who would be the one person yours is probably Josh Hart.
Oh God, no. Jeez, I
No,
don't
but
know.
see, that's what you just said is exactly why. The respect you've got for what they do.
Yeah.
Same as with Slash. Okay, I joke around, oh my God, Slash is so hot. but for me, music is a really important part of my life.
Yeah,
Yes.
same.
What he does with that guitar is incredible. So it's what's the word? Like a admiration.
Yeah.
For what someone does.
Might
So
have been Whitney Houston, I reckon.
imagine you met Whitney.
But
Yeah.
probably just scared because she was so ghetto, really.
Yeah, and
but
that's the thing is sometimes when you meet them, they're just shit. They're shit
Totally.
humans.
Totally.
Going from celebs to another one, I cannot look at Cody Simpson.
I can't either.
I just find him like, I know it's so strange. He's
Shaking
just
my
like a
head right
walking pube. And he's everywhere at the moment because of the Masked Singer. He was the
And Miley Cyrus'
robot.
new
Yeah.
boyfriend. That was just quick, by the way.
I cannot understand.
Me neither.
I cannot understand. You know, it's not even the fact that he looks like a Backstreet Boy
He
from the
does,
90s.
but he's so
a weedy little
skinny and,
Backstreet Boy.
like,
There's something unusual about him, isn't there? Like there's something
Yeah.
unusual. When you look at him, it gives you an unusual feeling.
No,
Like,
you know what it is.
are you good looking
Yes.
or are you really not good looking?
Really not, I
Really,
reckon.
yeah,
And
doesn't
very
me either.
non-sexual.
Yes.
and the spiky hair.
Something's
I
not
told you,
right.
he's stuck in the 90s. He probably wasn't even born in the 90s. Isn't he like 22 or something?
I think he's
Oh, if
20,
that.
23. But we forget she's only 25. Like when she got with him, I'm like, oh, Miley, you're having a midlife crisis. And I'm like, oh, no,
not.
you're 25. She's very young. And so he's young too, but she's obviously got a thing for Australians. But I'm just like, oh, mate, that's not making Liam jealous. That's like a legit.
That's
he
a
would
significant step down.
Mate, he would be, seriously, he would be wrapped when he goes to the toilet and he looks down and he's sprouted his second pube. Like, that's to me where he's at. He's a child and just trying to be this. But also when you look on a man's, women who have Instagram and just put all body pictures and selfies and stuff is one thing. A man doing it's a whole other ballgame of foul.
Yeah.
It's a red flag for me. When it's just body all the time. Like, gotta go.
I feel like that with both, though, equally.
With
Miley.
men and women.
With men and women,
yeah, same.
with
That's
the
what I
body
mean.
photos.
Totally.
I
Same.
can't. I have zero tolerance for a hair clip in the hair and then a picture of a woman in a bikini going, hey, check out these new hair clips. And it's them in a bikini.
Yes.
And then there's all that validation. Oh, babe, you're so hot. Oh, you're
makes
fire.
me
You're
wanna
whatever.
barf.
I have no.
No.
It's another thing, being 40, I'm free. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit about these people.
No, I know. But you just look at it and think, are you happy?
No, of
Yeah.
course
Happy
they're
person's
not.
not just
If
posting their
you're
body all
wanting
the time.
validation
I know.
from randoms on Instagram, your life's not full. Obviously, it's really actually quite sad.
It is.
But Miley yesterday posted herself in a little crop top with her nipples out.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking fabulous boobs. I was like,
Right, her
really?
body's fabulous. There's no question about it.
Her
But
nipples were divine. The areola ratio to the boob was just phenomenal.
Small areolas?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
I saw it
Madonna.
Ah.
Madonna had small areolas.
But you know what? I'm going to say this in defense of people on Instagram. The younger generation that's what's normal to them.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they do it and they
sad.
actually like I know plenty of people who are very fulfilled and happy that still put that stuff up on Instagram that are younger than me, that like from, you know, my sporting community, that I'm like, they're actually perfectly normal people and they still do it. That's their generation. That's what's normal to them.
Yeah, because
it's not normal to us.
it's narcissistic.
Yeah, of course.
It's
But
not-
they don't know any different. They're just joining in. It's like us
Yeah.
joining in with hypercolour T-shirts and
Yeah, you're right.
like
aren't
it's just
you?
their generation. That's just what they do.
But it's psychologically more fucked up
Oh,
because it's just
100%.
absolutely.
They don't realise that they've fallen into it, but everyone around them's doing it. So that's what your friends do is what you do.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're doing drugs. Oh, they're fine doing it. I'll do it. Like that's just what happens.
Oh, God, I find that so terrifying.
Me
That whole
too.
conversation is so scary.
Mm.
Around
kids.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, yeah.
I'll be like, my daughter's 11 and a lot of her friends at school have Instagram.
yeah, and they're posing sexy too.
And I'm like, you know what the situation is with that. And thankfully she's like, I don't ever want social media, mum. I'm like, okay.
Well, you will one day.
But
thank God she's like that at the
Yeah.
moment.
I know.
All right, well, let's get out of here for today. We did want to talk about smacking children. Do you want to go over that? Because I'm not
Yeah.
across this news story, Mel.
Well, apparently in Scotland they're going to criminalise it? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Make it illegal to smack your kids.
In Scotland.
Yeah. And I read it and part of me was like, what a crock of shit. Then the other part of me was like,
What classifies a smack though? Is it like smacking on the arm?
Yeah, like
Well,
you know,
I
Stop
think-
them, or
what
is it
about
like
a smack on the hand? Like, you know,
yes,
it's like,
which is what
stop.
I would do.
yeah,
and they sting.
they do sting.
That's the point.
Yeah.
But I know. But then I think when you smack your kid, right? Now, I am not perfect. I always said before I got pregnant, I said I would never smack my kids, right? Because I grew up getting smacked from my mum and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I always said when I have kids, I'm never doing it, but I have lost control before and smacked them. But I feel like we teach kids, it's so important now, we're teaching kids, don't let anyone touch you, don't let anyone do this, consent, blah, 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 blah. And then that it's a loss of control of ourselves when we smack them.
Right. Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with their behaviour.
Well,
I don't
their
think-
behaviour, but I guess
their
you're in
behaviour
control of your own
provokes you,
emotions.
but you're out of control of yourself. You don't know what else to do. So
you give them a
that's what
smack.
you do?
Yeah. I've smacked I have smacked a couple of times. I can't even remember the last time, but not like big ones.
No,
but
like a slap on the leg or something.
Yeah.
yeah. but
I've
it's-
squeezed.
Yeah, the arm.
Oh,
like
I've
tight of
squeezed
the
too.
arm.
That's
tight
not
of
any
the arm.
different to a slap to me.
no, I agree.
It's the
I
same.
agree.
Like, where do you draw the line? I got the strap when I was a kid. Like
Oh my God,
a
did
roll
you?
up
Yeah,
belt
I'm like,
strap.
your dad, that's like full abuse.
Yeah. And if you took your hand away, you got another one.
With a belt.
But you had to have done something like quite significant. I didn't have it a lot. My brothers did, but it didn't. Like it wasn't. I don't know. When I think back on it, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I obviously wouldn't do it to my own kids, but my house was like hardcore. Like there had to be some form of control in the house.
Yeah. And
Obviously, there's a better way to do it, and I always was like, I'm not going to hit my kids, but if I have to, I will. Like I was never against it.
Yeah.
I also don't think like normal people who smack their kids aren't abusers. Like there's a difference
No, I
between that
agree.
and
I
that.
agree
Like
with
every
that.
now and then you kind of, like my brother's always said, sometimes you got to snap them out of stuff. Like if
Yeah.
they're screaming or something, just to bring them back. Like when you can't, how else do you, I don't know.
yeah, I know what you mean.
But in saying that, like it's not like I hit my kids often, ever actually. But I have definitely been like,
yeah,
nobody can squeeze them.
Nobody gets you raging like your own kids do. It's unbelievable. These
God, I
tiny
agree.
things.
They take you to places you never knew existed.
I never
I know.
knew that I could go to places because of them. And it has, but you're right. It's been when I've been at my wit's end where I've just gone smack. So you're
Yeah.
really not in control. So then
No.
if you're somebody who's got loose hinges, that it could get out
That's
of
the
control.
thing, I think.
But the thing is making it illegal as well. It's like, it's not like you are really doing that stuff in public anyway. So how are they even going to police
Yeah,
it?
that's
Do you know
right.
what I mean? It's
No,
like,
I know.
I guess, and like, yeah, it's a strange one. And how many people are actually still doing it?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Because it's almost like the people that are doing it consistently that needs to apply to have gone too far. Like that's
Yeah.
abuse. It's not just smacking your kids.
Yeah.
Like where's the line there?
Funny you
Very
say that.
strange.
I remember growing up, parents, it was normal for
Totally.
parents to lose their shit at their
Oh,
kids and start
mate.
belting them in the middle of
Yeah.
the shopping centre or whatever.
Belting them? What do you mean?
All right, not belting them, but I'm saying like
Like a smack.
giving them a
And
whack
back
or
in the
whatever.
day, people would have been like, good on you for disciplining
Yeah,
your
I
kids.
know, I know. But now I don't even remember the last time I saw anybody smack their kid.
I remember seeing a lady smack her kid and I felt sick. It was very uncomfortable watching it. Because
Smacking
again-
or like
oh no, smacking
gone
but,
too far?
But it felt like it was too far. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so then you go, well, yeah, if it stops things like that, that's I don't know. It's not
Yeah,
a
it's
black and white
really-
area.
it's
And then
really
you go,
complicated.
if they're starting to legislate over the way you parent, if a little smack is what you think is right for your kids, then maybe it's up to you. I don't know. I haven't
know
thought enough
either.
about it to
I
give
don't know either.
my proper opinion. But anyway,
I
that's
feel like
going
if
on.
someone said it's illegal to smack now, I would be more inclined to feel like I need to. You know, when someone
don't
takes
take
something
that
away from you.
me. Yeah.
I know.
Like you'd be like, I really want to smack you now. Like more than I would ever normally think about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Hey, if you ever want to let us know anything to talk about, shoot an email, stacey@showandtellonline.com.au. If you've got a story, if you've got topic we want to cover, we are getting your emails on the experts that you want us to get in touch with, and we're absolutely going to do that. It's just a matter of time of when we can do it. Also guests, if there's any guests that you want to get in or anything like that, not experts, but just other guests. Like we've had Joel Creasy on, Laurinska from Young Yummy Mummies.
Yep.
We've had quite a few guests, which is always fun to do. Also, make sure you go to our iTunes and write a comment. We read them all. And
we
Mel
love them
always
so much.
screenshots them and sends them to us. And it
do.
legit makes our day.
It really
honestly.
does.
So thank you very much. And we're out of here for now.
Bye.
Bye.